Mr. Dorjee joins me on the broadcast. He is a member of parliament of the Tibetan parliament in exile. Let me start by asking you, 90th birthday celebration of His Holiness, a huge milestone, a monumental day, politically, spiritually, culturally. Tell us the importance of this for someone like you who's very part of this, and this is part of your cultural identity as well.
Yes, today is a very joyous occasion, and not just for me, but anyone present here and all around the world celebrating His Holiness 90th birthday. As we know, His Holiness is not just a spiritual and religious leader for Tibetan, he is a symbol of Tibet. He is a symbol of our freedom and hope. And today is celebrating His Holiness 90th birthday as we have representative from Government of India, from United States and different countries, not only celebrating birthday but also observing and recognizing his lifelong commitment and work for the whole humanity, for the Tibetans, for the Buddhist community, what he have done in terms of his compassionate leadership. So it was a very, very, very special moment for all of us.
And you know, His Holiness is 66 years of living in exile, all of those pictures that have been put up today, his hoardings now being part of Mahatma Gandhi, Martin Luther King, and Nelson Mandela and several others. It also tells you that His Holiness is not just a leader for Tibetans. He is a world leader, a symbol of love, compassion, and empathy, isn't it?
Yes, yes, and it was very much recognized today by all the speakers. And in fact, this morning, special wish from Prime Minister of India, Shri Narendra Modi, statement was read out where His Holiness is a symbol of love and compassion for global community. For Tibetan, I think it's very important as both Tibetan inside and outside. He has been like leading the community, building the community in exile, giving the hope for freedom, establishing democracy in exile. So it's very important, and as in his speech today, he mainly focused on his lifelong commitment for the non-violence, the cause of Tibet, not only for that, but for the humanity. And he had promised to live a very long life, and he's very healthy. It's 90th birthday, but then he meets global community today. It was very, very special, and he commit to live long. And as long as he live, he will continue to serve the humanity as long as possible.
Let me then ask you about the other aspect of it, which is the political aspect. You're also a member of parliament of the Tibetan parliament in exile. One of the contentious issues is that issues related to Tibet. There is a very strong, complete control of China in Tibet. In fact, one of the pamphlets that I was reading today said that even today, when all of you are celebrating, your brothers and sisters in Tibet are not allowed to even celebrate today's occasion. It is that significant in terms of the control that is there of the Chinese people over the Tibetans. In your assessment, do you think that this is going to change going forward? What do you think will be that change? Do you think it will be now that there is so much of global talk about Tibet as a cause? How do you see that issue that is so dear to all of your hearts, to go back to your motherland? How do you think that could ever come true, if at all?
Yes. It's been almost 70 years of China's occupation of Tibet, and China has military control across the Tibet. But what we know that Tibetans continuously look for respect for His Holiness Dalai Lama. So even though China had succeeded in controlling the land, but it has never succeeded in controlling the mind and heart of Tibetans. That's why the repression has increased. As long as that, the resistance from the Tibetan continuously grows. So as His Holiness always mentioned, it's the issue of Tibetan 6 million Tibetans. It's not just the issue of His Holiness. As long as there is a suffering, the Tibetan cause will alive, and Tibetans will continue to call for their freedom. So
the fact that there's a US State Department team also that had come today, along with several others, there's also a US statement that has come out along with India. India is also the host country. So India, it's expected that a statement will come. But the fact that there's a statement from the US, the fact that there's a US State Department team that has come here, how significant do you think that is?
Yes, it's very, very significant. And we know that His Holiness had made a historic statement on July 2nd in terms of continuation of his succession and continuation of institution of His Holiness the Dalai Lama. So as we see this delegation today representing government of India, which is most important, and also delegation from US, it signifies that international community is with His Holiness and Tibetan people. As China claim, as China share this disinformation, we completely reject that. And it is important right now at this time that as His Holiness has given so much to the world, it is our responsibility now to be with him and support his future vision for Tibet. And I think this is a very strong message to inside Tibet.
Okay.
So we know right now, as we are celebrating here, there are repression, but quietly Tibetans are still celebrating, still observing this important day. So His Holiness is a bridge for both Tibetan inside and outside. And this is a time where we felt so united. We have not only all this delegation, most important, we have His Holiness, we have all the religious leader head. We have all the community leader. So this event today, it's a symbol of unity, a symbol of Tibet in Dharamsala. So this message sent directly to the heart of every Tibetan inside Tibet.
I'm going to leave it there, Dorjee. Thank you so much for speaking to NDTV and telling us the political, spiritual, cultural aspect of the milestone today and, of course, what lies ahead for Tibet. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.